What's up, everyone? Let's get everyone unmuted here. Welcome.
Hello.
All right. Well, we're live, gentlemen. We're live on our Twitter. We're on our Twitter feed right now live. We've got, of course, our Telegram community that can tune in as well. And we are live on our REV3AL Facebook page as well. So we're going out on all three. Hopefully it doesn't lag the stream. Hopefully we can keep it up. Let us know, guys, if you can hear us okay. We will be checking the comments inside of the main REV3AL Tech group. So if you've got any comments, any questions, anything you want to share, just post it in the main chat. Do not type in the video chat. Type in the main group. We are here, as you can see. We got Scott. from Driven with us. He's already welcoming people in the chat. We got Mo's welcoming people in the chat as well. We have Paul from Driven Labs as well. And we've got the bid dragon himself, Mr. Adam Russell, with us as well here on the Reveal side. So welcome, everyone. We're excited. We hadn't done one of these natively on our own platforms, our own community, but we've got so much amazing news and so much going on behind the scenes that we knew we had to come live with you guys and share it.
Welcome.
So perfect.
Welcome, everyone.
If you guys can't find it, a good point to bring up here, Mo. There is the join button up inside of the Telegram. So you do need to click up there and you can watch the stream, guys. Keep in mind, there is, I think Sky said it was like about a 15 second delay from what we're saying now. And by the time you guys see it. So just keep that in mind as you're leaving comments and questions, that it will take us a little bit to see that come through. So let's do some intros, guys. Let me get, I mean, you guys already know our team, but we'll do a quick intro. We got Mr. Mo Kumarsi here. We got Adam Russell. You can see Adam's in the lab right now, man. He's at the battle station. He's manning it.
Good job, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is where all the magic happens, behind the scenes right here.
Yeah. We got a lot going on, guys. So he's got to keep as many screens up as possible.
I'm downloading the latest PCG world with the latest dragons. So migration.
Yeah, for sure, man. And then we got the Driven team with us. Welcome, Scott. Welcome, Paul.
Welcome. Nice to have you there, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And are we having Nico potentially jump on audio or what's the word there?
So far, I haven't heard back from him. He is in the middle of moving right now. So while I know he was, very much a big part of all of the inner workings of all this stuff, he might not be able to jump in today.
No worries.
A pleasant surprise if it does happen.
Absolutely. No worries. Let me double check here. I'm getting a message from one of our moderators. He's on. Everything looks good. Appreciate all of our moderators. And here's the thing, guys, like there's just a few of us on here, but the truth is it takes a village to do all of the things that we've accomplished. And there's so many people on both sides, on both teams that have just been putting in a ridiculous amount of time and energy and effort and passion into what we've done and what we want to share with you guys today. So let's kick it off. I'm going to pass it off to Adam and I guess Scott, you guys can probably kick it off, and then we'll let Mo and Paul kind of support. But you guys, I think, can talk about really the vision behind this migration, this upgrade in a lot of ways, and this improvement that we're bringing to Reveal and to obviously the Reveal supporters and holders.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Caesar. As you guys know, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and we really, truly appreciate our team, our partners that are here to help us support and do what we're needing to do as a security company. We're trying to change the paradigm of what people think of security, and we want to start at the core foundation, which is our contracts, to make sure that we have the highest level of security, we have the best functionality, we have everything that is required for us to be able to really become a multi-billion-dollar company and to scale the brand, to scale the vesting contracts, to scale the token contracts. And so we found that the previous contracts just didn't give us enough of the flexibility that we needed to be able to scale to the level we want to scale to. And when we got a hold of Driven Ecosystem, actually I met them when I was out in Vegas at Metaverse 2022, which is another plug to go out and meet people while you're out at events. You never know who's going to be your next amazing partner. And so we started working with them. They have the highest level of integrity. And what I found is that they are the type of company that follows through at the highest level, is available when we need them. And when we decided to do this migration, it wasn't a small decision. It was a very large decision, and we all took it seriously. We know that we wanted to bring on the best of the best. We know that there's major companies out there such as Surtech and so on, but we realize that when we're working to make a huge change, such as Reveal migration from one contract to another, we want to bring in the best of the best and somebody that's flexible, that understands our needs at the highest level from a partnership perspective. And so not only are we working to be able to migrate, we're also working as partners to bring over and cross-pollinate our partnership with different clients, resources, collaborations. And so we're super excited about what we're doing with version 2. There's so many exciting things to share. I'm going to turn it over to Scott, and I appreciate Scott and Paul's time from the Driven team. Of course, Mo and Caesar's just an absolute stud in regards to not only moderating, but making sure that we tie the glue together from a communication perspective, because that's super important. A lot of people hide. Unfortunately, they're not fully doxxed. They don't get out there with their faces out there. As you can see, since we launched on KuCoin, since we started a year and a half ago, we have been out there. As a security company, you need to be out there and in front of people. And I think it's super important that when you actually do your due diligence, that you check to make sure that you check the background, you make sure you check the people who are running the project, you check the advisory board, you check the contracts, you check if they're verified. All of those things are super important. And so I'm going to turn it over to Scott. He's going to kind of lead us in the key points of what's important in regards to this migration. So thank you, Scott.
Yeah, no, thank you, Adam. So yeah, basically, what we found, and obviously talking with, the REV3AL team on this, again, like Adam said, these aren't decisions that are taken lightly. It's a big effort, and there's a lot of room for error. And so it's something that, we felt was necessary for a handful of reasons. One of those reasons, as Adam touched on, was security. As both of us are security projects out there, it's so important for us to make sure that all of our contracts that we're utilizing are have all of the latest security upgrades and everything like that, such as like re-entrancy guard, which the old contract did not have. That's a known vulnerability in smart contracts. And so this is something that we were able to patch with the new contracts that we're releasing. And in a whole host of other security features as well. I think that the other thing is the cross-chain ability, which ensures the contracts are activated sequentially on various blockchains. And so with this, it gives a lot more flexibility for future-proofing, things that maybe the REV3AL team haven't yet released, to the public. But I'm sure there's a lot of ways to take advantage of these things. And then also, there's a new feature that allows users to auto-report their accounts if they're compromised. And so this gives us, a chance for you guys to possibly get your tokens back. And on top of that, it's also nice for us, as a security company or as two security companies here, to be able to say, hey, we're doing our due diligence to kind of stop people and block wallets and things of that nature. There's a handful of other features here as well. And I think I'd like to turn it over to Paul here. And Paul, if you could explain some more of the features that you implemented on the new smart contracts, that would be great.
Hello, everybody. Nice to have you there. So yeah, to work with the REV3AL team was a pleasure. From my professional experience, I can tell you the REV3AL team is on point, and their purpose is really to secure the funds of their holders and create a big name in the security industry as well. And they asked me for something a little bit innovative, but secure at the same time. So not something very innovative. And the biggest feature that we implemented in the smart contract, it's the inherited staking. So as you know, for every token, if they want to implement the staking function, they will launch a new smart contract called MasterChef. This is how it's called in the Web3 development world. And they send tokens there. Users need to send tokens there as well in order to stake. And for the REV3AL token, I created a system where users can stake the tokens without sending them away. That means if you want to stake 100 tokens, you will still have them in your wallet, but you will not be able to transfer them anyway. That's it. Another function is the self-report. As Scott said, this is a very important function. We will implement it in the new interface as well. So if one of your accounts is hacked, your first job is to report to the REV3AL team, and after that go on the dashboard and click auto report. Because doing this, by doing this, the chances for you to get your tokens back will increase exponentially. So that's everything that I wanted to say. And
yeah, and some of this stuff, I think it's interesting because it's it's potentially stuff that the everyday user is not really going to have to deal with, but it's very cool from a technology perspective. And I think as Scott mentioned and Paul did as well, is just the future proofing of the token, the ecosystem, and really preparing us for having that runway for some of these amazing things that are coming down the pipeline. And there's a lot, guys. There's a lot in the works. We're obviously not gonna give away all the secrets, but we've got amazing things. From the beginning, REV3AL has been a brand that has really focused on developing a technology, right? Innovating in the space, creating something tangible, something of utility and of use case, and not just being just another token in the space, just another meme coin, shill coin type thing, So same thing with Driven. So you see that through our partnerships and through everything that we developed over the time, we've positioned ourselves to have these incredible partners that are also innovating, actually have real utility, and are solving real world problems. So yeah, let's hand it back off to.
Yes, to touch on what you said, what Caesar said, is absolutely imperative that we communicate the message of we want to scale. Like what Paul said earlier, with our contract, we were looking at Adam saying we want to we're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. In that sense, we need a smart contract that could scale in that sort. And we've seen a lot of projects that go to V2s. It's a lot of headaches. I've seen huge problems, but thanks to the Driven team, their professionalism, Paul was up to 5 a.m. helping us last night. And for him to do that, and the Driven team, and Nico and Scott, I just want to give a big round of applause to your professionalism, to your incredible attention to details, your communication. I've never worked with a team that's been more responsive and more on top of it as well than the Driven team. So if you have a project and you're looking for audits, I certainly, definitely, we do recommend them. They come high in our books, and they are our partners. So we're very excited about what's going to happen. I'm going to hand it off back to Scott to say a few things. But in 2 weeks, if you don't mind, Paul, just tell us about the liquid staking. Why is that important? We got some new interface coming up. It will take a week, or maybe you could give us a timeline and let us know about what's the significance of this launch that we're going to have in 2 weeks, and what people could expect.
Yeah, so basically, we'll have a brand new interface. We'll have staking, farming, the functions that I've talked about, auto report and things like that. You'll be able to track everything, the market cap, the price, and things like that. It's the smart contract part was was the hardest one. The UI is basically an implementation of the smart contracts on a web interface, so users can use them. So basically, this is what you need to know. That in maximum 2 weeks, everything will set up and ready to use. But for the moment, you will be able to use only the token. The staking mechanism will be as well usable after we launch the web interface. But to be honest with you, I don't want to give exact dates, because we did this kind of mistakes for our project and bad things happened. But yeah,
coming in October.
Yeah,
No,
a good range there,
And we also should probably note that the bad actors are going to come out of the woodwork, guys.
Yeah.
We have to be very careful. Only follow company approved socials, guys. Only follow the contract address that we give you. That do not check any DMs, any links. As you guys know, we're always worried about security. We want to make sure that you guys are able to have a smooth transition. We're going to go over the steps. There'll be instructions. It's super simple. It's one of the simplest migrations that we've seen. We are airdropping the tokens for those that have holders of the tokens that are on our network and that have either vesting with us and are working with us. And moving forward, of course, it'll be a smooth transition with KuCoin as our partner. We want to make sure that it's going to take about 24 hours for the migration to happen, which will be happening very shortly to start. And we'll go into a little more detail on how this whole process works. But I want to really emphasize, it's so important that you only follow our approved socials. People will come out. The bad actors are going to come out. They're going to say, oh, well, click here to get the new contract address for reveal. That will not be real. Guys, it's only going to come from us. We'll explain exactly how it works to add the custom token and make sure that everything goes nice and smooth. I just wanted to share that. I think that's super important.
Yeah, and we are in the middle of updating obviously all of the links, like the link tree, the information on the web page and all that stuff. So just bear with us a little bit, guys, but over the next 24 hours we will make sure that everything is updated, that all the new information is out. So just kind of repeating what Adam said, just always go back to the official channels. Don't trust anything in the main chat. If it's not pinned, it's likely to not be the official. Only use the announcements channel and just default to the official mediums where you get that information. So it is sad that during these types of events, those kind of people do come out and they do try and take advantage of these communities and of these projects, unfortunately. So we all have to do our part to just make sure that we're protecting ourselves. Let me see here. I'm just checking everything, guys. Looks like the chats are looking good. I'm not seeing a whole lot of questions coming through, but for anyone watching, you can, if you've got a comment or a question and you're on Twitter, just drop it as a comment to this stream. If you're in our Telegram and you're watching this inside of our Telegram, go back into the main chat and leave your question or your comment in that main chat. If you're on Facebook, you can also comment directly on the video. And actually, the Facebook is actually populating it here through the integration. So it's pretty nice. We're able to see those if they come straight through Facebook, just as I had shown this one earlier that someone commented. So you guys are able to interact with us while we're here, while we're sharing, and we'd be happy to answer any questions, any concerns, really focus on any area that the community feels needs further, further explanation or further clarification. So Scott, I'm going to pass it back to you real quick while we're waiting on some comments to come through.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so basically, I just wanted to kind of hit it home again with you guys that one of the big reasons, that you all have confidence in, say, projects like REV3AL or, us is because we want to innovate, security. We want to innovate and push, the cutting edge of tech for security purposes. And part of that, and one of the reasons yet again for the V2 migration is because of that, right? Like we can't have software and services and things like that are innovative and then have, ancient tech in our smart contracts. And so, I think that was a big part of, the push behind this was the need to make sure that we have the best security and protections protecting the REV3AL asset itself. And it's the same reason why we had to do migrations. Actually, in Driven, we did 2 migrations for our DVX token. And, there's FUD around it. People are like, oh, migrations, but not realizing is that there was a lot of vulnerabilities that came up and a lot of things, architecturally that changed with newer versions of Solidity. And so basically we needed to take advantage of that, just as REV3AL is needing to now. And, kind of to talk about that, Adam, your point about all the bad actors. When we did our migrations, we had that, pretty extensively. A lot of people with in DMs, a lot of people posing, using our exact names, using our same avatars, just doing a cut and paste job. and actually being pretty convincing. And I think we had 1 or 2 people in our community that were either successfully scammed or almost successfully scammed. Nico would remember better on that. But basically, it's something people need to be really careful on here. Is this is the most vulnerable time when you're having to switch contract addresses, as a crypto user, right? Because somebody might tell you, hey, here's the new contract address. That's not it. So please, I'm sure you guys will pin the contract address, to your Telegram and, your socials, the approved socials. And then I always say this is get it in live chat. If you can't, if you think that you found it on some social on Twitter or something like that, go back to Telegram, go back to a live chat social and find out, because you can see who the official, support personnel are at that point much more easily. So it's always better to validate 2 or 3 or 4 times and do it right. Don't be scammed. We just don't want that to happen, especially as our 2 companies are very much involved in wanting to protect people from scams, and so it hurts us deeply at a core level when community members get scammed. So please be diligent. Paul, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I think Paul has to jump, right? I think they're gonna go into the back end, but I can definitely pull. Yeah, if you guys need to drop, Paul, we can get you guys freed up here so you can focus on, because you guys are doing a lot of important work. So, but yeah, big.
To answer Agent Web3 on Twitter says, let's talk about NFT project within your marketplace. So very briefly, we got some very great artists coming up with NFT marketplace. We're gonna have some very beautiful drops, some well-known artists as well, and we're very excited about it. That's the extent we're gonna talk about. I think it's around the corner. Our MVP is around the corner. There's a lot of great news that's coming up that we will be bringing to you, and we will once we can announce who it is and what projects it is, we definitely will be announcing those fun stuff.
Yeah, we got some exciting stuff going on, guys. Obviously, I need to get back to the migration. I'm super excited about what's going on. Of course, stay safe out there in regards to making sure, again, just follow the people that are the only approved from us. It's so important, guys. And thank you so much, Driven. I will be jumping back in with you. Caesar, so much for putting everything together. You're amazing. And Mo, take it over, my friend. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be signing off, and I will see you guys on the other side.
Thanks, Adam.
Much love.
Yeah, guys. So, I mean, it's such an interesting time, and there's so much work to do. Man, I mean, I know, Mo, you guys have been putting in some hours these last couple of days, right? With just double checking everything. What do they say? Dotting your I's and crossing your T's, right? And the Driven team as well, nonstop. So it takes a lot of work.
It's all about attention to details, and thanks to Driven team, yourself. I know we were on late last night looking at tools, things, and posts, and you know what? It's wonderful. It's wonderful because we care about our community, and it shows we've done everything right to this point. And we're looking to really make a dent in this market. And once our product comes out very shortly, and we have things that we're gonna be able to showcase to our community, I think it's gonna be a very, very beautiful time. We got a lot of great things coming up. We're excited. By the way, again, thanks to the Driven ecosystem, they've done a phenomenal job. They are
huge things,
all about integrity, all about security, and they're on top of it. And if there's any questions, I'll send it back to you. But I'm very excited. We are very not just hopeful. We are looking forward to October. I believe October, November is going to be a big month for REV3AL.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I mean, I think anyone who's been around the crypto Web3 space, right? there's a lot of like cyclical components to the space, especially, you know, when people are just focused on the speculative side of all of this. But this is why it's so important, and I believe we're starting to see the shift. I think there's a shift happening where people are starting to really realize that this space is innovation, it's technology, it's software, it's utility, right? It's got a lot in common when you treat it like a business and like a legitimate space. It's got a lot in common with just the traditional space, right? So it's like anything in life, you know. If you really take the right perspective and you treat it like a business, you build it like a business, then you'll have amazing things. And in this space, you know, people say those that build during the bear market, when it's boring, when there's not a lot going on, those are the teams and the companies and the projects that end up positioning themselves for just incredible, massive success when things have shifted, and when you know, people are able to participate and support at a larger level. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's coming.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. Basically, you know, I think that you know, accidents you know, are probably the biggest problem out there, right, for security at this point. And I think both of us are focused on making it so people can't accidentally shoot themselves in the foot, you know. And I think that's where we're going with this is once we have that, you're going to see much wider adoption. And we're going to be there for it because we're building right now when the adoption is minimal, when market penetration is like, you know, whatever. I don't even know what it is at this point, but, you know, market penetration, you know, of crypto is minimal at this point compared to what it will be, but it's not going to ever get there without services like ours. You know, accidents happen to everybody all the time. I've accidentally, you know, lost crypto more than once. And I think that's the great thing is our two projects are really focused on making crypto more usable. And so not only are we, you know, building in the bear market, but what we're doing is we're building something that's going to make the next bull market that much better and that much more safe for everybody who's partaking. And so I think that's just going to elongate the bull runs. You know, that's what we're going to see is the more that we can make crypto feel, and like I think you were kind of alluding to, is you know, act and feel like a traditional Web2 business. You know, as much as so many people in the DeFi space, they don't want that comparison. You know what? Like the best and most successful companies are the ones that straddle Web2, Web3, traditional marketing spaces and stuff like that. Those are the companies that really turn into something. When you see it, any of the big crypto firms, any of the big cryptocurrencies outside of maybe say Bitcoin, they are very much like a traditional component and a Web3 component, and they're the bridge between. And that's what we are. And we want to do that for security, right? We want to have the same level of security and comfort in Web3 that people are used to with Web2, which obviously still Web2 needs security improvements constantly. You know, it's an ever-changing field out there. You know, it's but to me, yeah, I think we are really positioned. I'm really excited. And, you know, I hear so many different people taking a stab at, oh, when is it going to turn to a bull run again? Oh, it's the next Bitcoin halving event. You know, whenever that's going to be, I think that's 2024 estimate right now. But yeah, I think that what we're going to see is the more and more that we get, you know, back towards a global economic upturn, attention is going to focus right back to crypto like it never did before. And then the people that were afraid to get involved last time are going to be less afraid now because it's going to be, you know, a bit more established, and they've had more time to think about it. And you know, it's a part of their vocabulary at this point. You know, everybody understands crypto or knows what crypto is. They don't understand it. I mean, most people in it don't. But they know what crypto is now. Before, people had no idea when you said cryptocurrency, but now my mom knows what it is. You know, my aunts that are like in their 70s know what crypto is, and they ask questions about it. You know, just think about that. We didn't have that when the last bull run happened. But that last bull run is what got it as, you know, household names, we'll say, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what happens.
As are we.
If it's 2024, if it's 2025, I don't care when it is, because we're still going to keep building the way we're building now, regardless of market conditions.
One of the things I wanted to say, we've been around a lot of conventions and places, and we traveled a lot with REV3AL. We see some amazing companies building some magnificent stuff. Like recently, seeing what Near is actually building, and we got under the hood, met the co-founder, met the people, met the whole Near hub from different. They got a big foundation, a big group of people, and we saw what they're really building. And what I was really impressed about is they had their head down. It wasn't about flash. It wasn't about hype. It was all about let's build some cool stuff. So there's some really good projects at the moment building stuff. You might not see it in the price. You might not see it what's happening, but guaranteed when the markets turn, and it will, not financial advice, you're going to be in a good position. Companies like REV3AL driven that are in front of things, that are building, that are going to conventions, that are spending money in very different marketing, in different areas of marketing. And we're always looking for being out there, and we understand representing the brand. It took a brand, Coca-Cola, Apple, took them many years to become who they are, but once they cemented themselves in their category, they're a behemoth. So we understand the brand is very key. Building the right, doing what we say we're going to do, and building the right infrastructure is absolutely immense. So we're very excited about what's about to come. Thank you to the Driven ecosystem and your wonderful guys' dedication and professionalism. Cesar, is there any questions? I'm going to hand it off to you. See if
I was going to tell you, we just got one that came in on the Telegram, and it's looks like Gizzy1 is asking, sorry if this has been covered, but how did you find the DVX guys? Was it at a conference or by chance? And you guys kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah, Scott could answer that. I didn't know that.
Share the story again.
Adam. And how did you meet Adam, and what was the...
Yeah, so basically it was at the TCG World Conference. We were down there in Las Vegas, and then I believe one of our community members was talking to Adam over at the booth and was saying, oh, you're a security company. I know this other security company. And that was our community member, Ariel. And then I believe we met Ben. I think Ben came over first, talked to Cody, my creative director. And then, I started talking, then we met Adam, and just, we talked then for the next few days and hung out at some of the events at night. And no, it was a great time. And I think that we really realized that we were both in, real direct alignment. And then Adam was just, speaking my language as far as, he's obviously been around the tech game for a long time, as have I. I've been in it since 94. And so, talking to somebody who's been around the block for a long time, really just saw that the alignment was there. We saw, Web V1, we saw what that was. And, Web 1, we saw the death of it, and we were there working in the industry during that time. And so we saw the pitfalls of that, and we saw what the solutions that Web 2 brought to the table, and how they actually made the web a household name and a household used item, like a utility. Think about it like this: is the internet is a utility as important as anything else currently. And Adam, Mo, and myself have all been in this industry that long, where we were there for the V1 to V2 transition. Now we're here for the V2 to V3 transition. And
it's
I think, yeah, it is. It's incredible for sure.
And by the way, how do people find you if they want to? Maybe you like to. I know it's. What is your services, and what do you offer, and how do people find Driven Ecosystem if they are looking for what services do you guys provide?
Yeah, so basically, we provide a little bit of everything. When we started Driven Security, which is kind of what was the precursor to Driven Labs, which is what our corporate entity is at this point. And so basically, we started that as an auditing service, and then it became really apparent to us that in all these audits we saw so many cut and paste contracts that were just terrible, that had so many vulnerabilities in it. so many functions that were there, basically increasing the attack surface, all these things that were there that didn't need to be there because people didn't understand what they were doing. They were just cutting and pasting contracts. So then we started getting into the contract writing side of the house. And now it's kind of turned more towards even a broader umbrella of services where it's a general Web3 and a lot of Web2, consulting services. So think of Driven Labs as like a traditional, tech services, consulting firm. And that's what we really are at this point. That's where the bulk of our money comes from is engagements like we've had with you, and with TCG and other teams of that nature. But our bread and butter is still the audits. That's what we get the most of. Everybody can find all of our services and the way to get in touch with us on drivenecosystem.com. And then from there's a bunch of click-through links to get to Driven Security, the audits, and all that stuff. And then there's just general, email, contact on there. But we're there, obviously, in our Telegram. Our Telegram link is a little bit wonky right now. We actually got, I don't want to say hacked, but our Telegram link got hijacked somehow. Telegram released it to some bad actors, which it's we don't know how they did it, but they did it. But yeah, there you go, drivenecosystem.com. That's where you can find us. All of our links, our current links to our socials are there. And then we're just available all the time. And the services, our service offerings are very broad. I mean, obviously you guys see what we're doing. We're doing UI work for you, web work, a bunch of different other services outside of the audits, the contract creation, and all of that stuff. We have multiple dApps, and we have migration tools. We have liquidity lockers. We have all that stuff that's currently in production for us as our whole suite of dApps. On top of that, what we have coming is we have an NFT called the Cyber Knights that's being released. And the Cyber Knights are basically, protection for your DeFi wallet. So you hold a Cyber Knight in your wallet, and basically that gives you access to the Driven Vault and Driven Protect service. And when you utilize those services properly, basically, even if you by accident click on one of those nefarious links that gives somebody access to your MetaMask or your Trust wallet, they won't be able to drain your tokens from your wallet. And so it's a really big piece of tech. We're basically right now we're searching for VC funding to bring all of that into production, into reality. It's in beta right now, private beta, where we're testing it. But we need to get a public beta going of it. And to do that, we need funding. So that's kind of my main goal right now, is kind of searching out funding, for that side of the house to get that all built out. We're hoping first quarter, second quarter of 2023 is when the Driven Vault, Driven Protect service can go live. And in the meantime, go ahead.
I love the name Driven Vault.
Yeah, because it is what it is. Like, basically through a series of smart contracts and ERC 721 NFTs and stuff like that, you'll be able to have your wallet act and feel more like a hardware wallet. Obviously, a cold wallet is always the best. Offline wallets are always the best, but they're clumsy. And using something like a Ledger, while we always recommend that, we are partnered with Ledger as well. But we recommend that. It's also doesn't really account for the speed that crypto moves at. And when, there's a bull run going on, you need to move money around at, the snap of your fingers. Right. And you can do that with our Driven Vault and Protect services, by using the Cyber Knights. It's not the same thing as most of your transactions are happening on the phone at this point. Right. And so you need to be able to do this all on the phone. With Ledger, you have to go back to your PC. You have to be someplace, plug it in, do whatever you're doing, however you're connecting to it. But there's a whole bunch of steps in between. And while it's very secure, security usually means complexity. and we're trying to remove a lot of the complexity from security, as you guys are on the other side of the space, you know. And so I think that's another reason why we're, you know, a lot of synergies between our two firms.
Absolutely, and very excited about what's about to come down the pipeline. We're ready to make the next step. We're ready to scale. We understand about future of business, and we're talking to really, who are we talking to? He's been around since 2012, very high level person, and from which team? I forgot the name of his name. It'll come to me in a sec. And he says, you know what? It's very, very refreshing because you guys understand business. You guys are not just a bunch of crypto people or developers came together. Myself, I've run big businesses. Adam has worked for corporate America. He had big businesses as well in the past. I had a traditional brick and mortar business and so on. So we understand at the end of the day, we're in the business, but we're not in so much business of product. We're in the business of people. And we are here to do the right thing for REV3AL. I tell everybody my main goal as a CEO is to do what's best for REV3AL. Not best for Mo, not best for Caesar, not best for John or Jake or Jack or all the J's in the world, but we're doing what's best for the longevity of this project. And we believe we have something very special. Thanks for everyone for supporting us. We got some very, not just big news, we got some very exciting stuff coming up, and we're very close. We're very close to the promised land. Once our MVP's out, our tech, you'll see our be able to demo. Maybe you'd like to, Caesar, tell people if they want to. We need some participants. That what Eric was asking for the NFT marketplace for our NFTs. He wanted to do some surveys. We could also see.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of outreach really to the community, to creators, to artists. Yeah, we're doing. Eric and the team are working on. They're doing an incredible job with this custom NFT marketplace that we're going to be bringing. And look, you know, I don't think necessarily we're going to come out trying to compete with OpenSea or anything like that. We're trying to do a very, very special, very unique experience with our marketplace. We've got some things that are absolute priorities that we want, some features and functions that you won't find on other marketplaces. So yeah, we're definitely going to be reaching out and partnering with creators and artists and just amazing people in the space that are looking to bring their art, you know, their creations into a security first marketplace, something that's really focused on security and doing a really just incredible curated type of experience. It's going to be amazing. I can't give it all away, guys. We're doing a bunch of incredible stuff. I did want to update you guys. So I just got word in the technical chat here that it looks like our contract, our V2 contract is live, guys. It is officially live. Trading is enabled on PancakeSwap. And the pair has been changed to REV3AL BUSD. So it'll be easier. The previous one, I think, was paired to USDT. So guys, we're live right now. You're welcome to go on PancakeSwap. I know some people also use PooCoin or Dex tools or one of the other tools that are out there. But go to the pinned article. We sent it out in announcements earlier. There was a Medium update. In that Medium update, we did share the new token contract address. I'm actually going to have it dropped into the Telegram again here. We'll pin it. Give me 1 second, guys. But we do want to make sure that it is just super easy for everyone to find this article here. Looks like here. Let me see. Pin it. Yes. Boom. All right. So we got it pinned. So just as we've stated multiple times, just please help protect yourself by only going through, you know, the official stuff that we've shared. Go if you want the contract. Don't go Google searching for it. Go to our Medium announcement that we made specifically for this, where we've published the new contract. Grab it from there. We've also linked to a walkthrough from MetaMask that tells you how to add the custom token to your wallet. It's all there for you guys. And of course, if you've got questions, come into our Telegram. Ask your questions there. We've got our moderators ready to assist. We've got the entire team that's going to be ready to help out during this migration process. But we are live. It's quite an achievement, guys. We did it. We're live. Super excited for this next step of the REV3AL journey and this story that we're creating here. Thanks again to the Driven team. I mean, this wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So quite an achievement for both teams here. Incredible. I'm looking at the chat now to see if we've got more questions. I am going to pin the address here. Let me see here. I'm going to copy this. Perfect. Yeah. Contact address. Do we see any more comments on Facebook or anywhere else, guys? How are we looking? And this is on BSC, just in case people, because I think I had seen someone ask earlier. It is still a BSC address. It's definitely nothing changed there. Let me give me one second. Announcements. Boom. All right, we're gonna pin that. Beautiful. So there it is, pinned in the Telegram. Let me see here.
And do we have a buy bot or anything like that?
We're going to be throwing one in. Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to be throwing one in. I still have to change one of the old bots that has the old address. So yeah, we're gonna get all that sorted out here. So just be patient with us, guys. For now, use the pinned one, but we are in the process of upgrading or migrating everything to the new contracts. So hold on, guys. I'm looking at an update here from Adam Russell here. We started the airdrop of the tokens. You can use the new address. Beautiful. So yeah, so even the airdrops are starting to go out. Keep in mind, guys, this is a process. It's not an event. It's so if you look in there and you do not have your new V2 tokens, which it's actually the same exact ticker, so you won't see a change there. But yeah, you will start to see those come through. So you want to confirm that it's the official token by just cross-referencing the contract address that we've pinned. So, because going back to the bad actors, right? There could be someone else who quickly makes a new token real quick and copies our ticker and then airdrops it to holders. And it might not be the official one. So you want to make sure that if you do go into your BSC scan and you're looking at your token list on there and you see a REV3AL, go and cross-reference that new one with the pinned contract address. It's very, very important that we do that. You got to take every little step you can to protect yourself in this space, because you can never be too cautious. Here, I'm also good. Adam's also just sent this. Perfect. We're also going to put the BSC scan page here as well. Beautiful. Those will be in announcements. And then they're pinned in the main group, of course. Awesome. I mean, I gotta admit, this was a pretty smooth migration, guys. I mean, you guys did a phenomenal job. I know there's a lot of work that goes into it, but you guys did an incredible job.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I can't even take credit for any of it. Honestly, I just, I'm more of a high level coordinator at this point, just making sure that, you guys are happy, more like a customer success manager almost than anything else. Nico and Paul, they're the ones who did all the heavy lifting, and they did a great job, as always. Those two are on point. And we also worked with one of our other developers on the back end too to get some other help on this. But basically, those guys for the last week, have been putting in at least 16 to 18 hours a day of work on all aspects of this. And then, I think a couple of us have been on the sidelines, kind of acting more like cheerleaders, saying, "Yeah, guys, keep going, keep doing it." You need that too. So, I know our role is important as well, but those guys, hats off to them for sure. They did a great job.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Paul. Thank you, Nico. And yeah, I'm constantly impressed with those guys.
I like to think that, sometimes building a team and getting something built out like this type of project, it's similar to construction, right? And being a contractor, like you can't just have all hammers. you can't just have all saws. Like you got to have all the different tools that are going to go into making this happen, you know? And so it's just always super important that with successful teams, you find that they're diverse, you know, they've all got their own skills, their own qualities that they bring to the team, and just finding that unison and that rhythm between everyone to be able to align. And it's absolutely incredible when it happens. So guys, we're coming up here on an hour of this live here. I'm looking at the chats. At this point, I don't see a whole lot of questions coming through. It's looking like, you know, hopefully everything's going pretty smooth. I'm sure, you know, over the next 24 hours, as we stated, we're going to get questions, you know, just keep funneling those back to the team through the mediums that we have, through the channels. And we'll get all that sorted out. You know, there's a chance that there could be hiccups. It happens in tech. I don't know of any kind of space or industry where everything just happens flawlessly. I mean, I don't care if you're an Apple and you're this giant, you still have little things that, you know, you got to roll out updates and patches and stuff. So, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident. It's looking amazing. And I know that there's still a lot more work we have to go do on the back end. So I do want to free up everyone. I want to free up the team so we can get back to making sure that this rolls out flawlessly for the community. And just, we really worked really hard just to automate as much of it. So very, very appreciative to everyone who had a hand in doing that and making it so smooth and flawless. So with that, Mo, do you have any closing thoughts or comments? You're muted out, brother, by the way. Let me unmute you. There we go. Hold on one sec.
Supporting us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for coming along with this journey. We appreciate you. We love you. And we'll see you at the top. We got a lot of great things coming up. Thank you again to the Driven team. Driven Labs you guys are absolutely phenomenal and very responsive, very responsible, professional. Look forward to what Caesar and Adam said. Make sure you don't answer any DMs. Do not answer myself, Caesar, Adam. We're not going to message you, direct message you. So if you do see that from somebody, do not answer. Go into the official chat and make sure you ask your questions there. Make sure it's a legitimate moderator. And even then, check the address on top and always go to the official channel, our official Twitter, which is on our link tree. And we will definitely put that up there on, maybe you could put that on Twitter when you get a chance, brother. And,
yep. We're going to make sure it's all going out. I just got word also. It looks like Adam might be jumping back in. We'll give him a few minutes if he's going to come in here and add some updates here. Here he is. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Good, man. Good.
Okay, so the migration, we added the liquidity. We pulled it from the old revealed version 1 and we moved it into version 2 on PancakeSwap. So that's happened. The airdrops are going to be happening over the next 24 hours for those that are receiving tokens that they're holding, and the vesting contracts that were there. As I mentioned, the staking will be switched over to the new staking rewards platform, and we'll be going over that within the next 2 weeks. So, you know, look, I mean, the key is that we want to have a successful migration. We're, you know, we changed over on PancakeSwap, which was a little difficult for people to have the pair to USDT. We went to BUSD to make it easier for you, right? So it goes from Reveal to BUSD because you're already there. You're already in, you know, the Binance network. So it makes it a lot easier for you. And yeah, everything's gone super smooth. We're just, you know, monitoring things to make sure over the next 24 hours, everything happens properly. It's a lot of things to connect multiple different vesting and so on that we have to do for whether it be launch pads and or for private investors. And then, of course, we're doing the migration with KuCoin, which is a process as well, right? So we will keep everybody updated through our channels. We have the new contract address that will be out on the social channels if it isn't already. As you guys know, you know, to make sure you change, there'll be a custom widget you guys can use that'll be able to change if you haven't heard that already. It's super easy to just change the new one. And there is actually a way, we're going to give you instructions on how to hide the old one so it doesn't confuse you, right? Because sometimes you can get confused. but there is a way to hide an imported token. And we'll add that to the social channel as well. And outside of that, guys, we're super excited about where the future's going. And, you know, we're really pumped and driven, really stepped up. It's just totally on point, stays up around the clock. Like it is a Herculean effort to launch a new version of a coin. And behind the scenes, working like crazy to make sure everything goes smooth. And migrations, just the word migration sounds like you're going to have a migration headache. Right? at the end of the migraine is probably where they get the word migration from. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, we've seen so many. We've seen so many migrations out there go so sideways. You know, so from some really big, you know, companies too, some really big tokens, their migrations have gone terribly. And it is, you know, I think we've kind of, I want to say, perfected it, but we've gotten it down to a science now where there's always room. Like, you know, Caesar, you were saying earlier, you know, in tech and in software especially, there's always going to be variance, right? Yeah. And you just can't. You can't plan for everything, but you can do a better job than most people do. Yep. And that's kind of where we find ourselves is, you know, it is staying up around the clock and doing an amazing amount of testing on all of this, on every function within the smart contracts. And not only is it a Herculean effort, you know, as you stated, Adam, you know, just for tokens that are a single, you know, contract, but here we have a pretty, you know, complex setup for good purpose and good reason, you know, here. And I think that's one of the things that for us, it's not just a straight ahead single contract, one and done sort of migration thing. No, this is a whole, you know, ecosystem of contracts that make all the magic happen for Reveal. And, you know, it's a lot of moving parts and it's a lot of testing that goes into it. So,
yeah. And, you know, Scott, we want to thank you guys, you know, when it came to making sure that we had all of our contracts that will all have audits on them, guys. They'll all be verified. Our socials will be on our Binance scan, the BSC scan. We'll have everything connected from a circulating supply. I know you guys have been wanting to see that. The reason why we waited is because we knew we had to go to version 2. And so it didn't make sense to do a circulating supply on version 1, but we had to keep not let the cat out of the bag. And the other thing is that, you know, just like any launch, there's going to be bots that are going to come in. They're going to try to, you know, buy out the market. Look, at the end of the day, we know that all of you believe in the project, or you wouldn't be with us. We're here for the long haul and building a massive software company, the next Apple of super sexy security that's going to protect the future of Web3, the digital economy, the metaverse, where things are going. And, you know, we're building into the future, right? We're not just staying where we're at, right? We know that this was pertinent. We had to do this in order for us to be able to build the massive infrastructure and ecosystem that supports hundreds and hundreds of companies, multiple different layers of security and technology that we're building in the Reveal brand. So as I always mention on any AMA I do, and we mention, is we're the Reveal 360 or the Norton 360. We'll be adding a plethora, a suite of products that solve many different problems that are in the metaverse, in the gaming platforms, in the NFT marketplaces. And we want to make sure that you guys know that we're not just a coin. It's a lot of companies that launch and they're just a coin. And all they worry about is a coin. And that's all they have to do. And they're supposed to be building tech around it. But most of them, they just spend all their time worrying about a coin. We're a software company and we're a coin together. And we have equal amount of effort on making sure that we sustain the long-term vision of our coin, our token. Some people call it coin. It's actually considered a token. The Reveal token and the Reveal ecosystem and the product, and building out the security and the technology that we're building. And, you know, everything's going super smooth. If it wasn't for Driven, it wouldn't probably have gone super smooth, because unfortunately, a lot of these other much larger audit companies that you could work with, you become a number, right? And they don't always work with integrity either. You know, we know that when they say they're going to do something, they do it. The definition of integrity is doing the thing you said you're going to do long after the feeling when you said you're going to do it has long since gone. And when they say they're going to do something, it's done. I love that about these guys. And we only surround ourselves, Mo and I, kindred souls, because we attract an energy of people who have integrity. You know, we brought Caesar on board. We brought an incredible team of people that are all have integrity. And any day of the week, I'll take somebody with a little less talent, but more integrity, right? And I think Mo would resonate with that. And when it comes to this huge thing that we're doing right now, we wanted to make sure we had the right partners. We're super excited. We're doing Driven and the team over there. They're just amazing. And I know those of you that aren't techie don't fully understand what goes on behind the scenes, but think of a neural network in your head and connecting the neural network on one side and the neural network on the other side. Now, you guys want to hear something crazy? Think about Ethereum and them having to migrate for the last 4 years from proof of work to proof of stake. You want to talk about a migraine or a migration? That's insane, right? So we feel like this is just, they're like doing like PhD surgery.
I love to add what Adam said is very key. If you missed that, it is very key what he said. Look at how long it took Ethereum to migrate, and the bigger you get, the migration becomes a lot harder. You got to do it fast. You got to do it early. You got to kind of cut the Band-Aid off and do it, because the longer you put off, and the more bigger you get, the more roadblocks, the more stumbling blocks you have, and it becomes a lot more harder. So what you said is absolutely perfect. The timing is perfect. We did it nice and early, and we're looking for long term. We're looking for people that want to work with us long term, believe in the project long term, see us in the long term, and we will deliver what we said. If you hear for a quick pump and dump, we said that from the beginning. We're not that company. You might want to look at somewhere else. We're here for long term, and judge us in 1 year time. That's all I gotta say.
And we always say this, and those of you that believe in us, we thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. You guys were there as investors early in any project is a big deal. Those of you that came in and just sucked off and decided to just sell your coin out, well, we congratulate you on making your profits. But at the end of the day, you're going to kick yourselves down the road, because all I could say is that, not financial advice, that REVEAL is building ourselves to be in the top 50 coins and tokens in the next couple of years or less. And so when you look at what we're doing and behind the scenes, what we're building, I encourage you guys to stay tuned in, because every week we do a Twitter space. Those of you that haven't, maybe some of you have come on the line because you want to hear what's going on with REVEAL. Each week on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, sometime in UTC, we do a Twitter space every single week, and we provide incredible speakers and partners and value, and we do it to give back, right? We're not asking for anything. We want to give back to our community. We want to provide value. Our goal is to build. We look at this problems that are out there and build solutions to solve those problems with a super sexy user interface and a brand that you guys could resonate with. And that's why we created REVEAL. And those of you guys don't remember, REVEAL and the 3 in REVEAL stands for Create, Verify, and Reveal. Web3, and back in the day when I first started in the 90s and we would do a password, we wanted to try to remember it, we would do an E, we'd make it a 3. We would do a, we'd use an @ sign, in case you guys didn't know. When you do an S, you'd use a dollar symbol. So that it was thought out. Everything about our brand from the beginning, we did this so we could be a degen type company with a Fortune 500 feel and look to our brand and what we're doing. And we're super excited. Obviously, every time we get on the space and we do these Twitter spaces, I think we had like 400 people plus, almost 500 people on our last Twitter space on this last Wednesday. So I encourage you guys, jump in our Twitter space, follow all our social media, guys. Only approve social media. So important. You are going to get sucked off if you're not careful. As DGens, me and Mo, as I say on every AMA, we've been scammed by the exact same thing, right? We're not saying it because we're like, oh, well, someone else happened. No, it happened to us. We've been in launches and we didn't know any better. We were young and early 2017, 18, and it was the wild, wild west. And we would be on an ICO, and I remember there was I don't know, it was Clever, or it was one of the tokens, and I for sure wanted to get involved in ICO, and sure enough, I followed their DM and I clicked on a link, and I thought I was getting access to their tokens and the address, and sure enough, I lost like $2,000-3,000. That was like 2017, right? And you know, it's just over a period of time you start to realize that this acquired wisdom, hopefully you all don't have to go through it, because we've made the mistakes. You know, Driven has made the mistake. The reason why they can do such a beautiful migration is because they've migrated multiple times, as Scott said himself, right? They've had to go through it, you know, and it's kind of like reading a great book, right? You read the book because that person has shared their acquired knowledge, and now you don't have to go through all the mistakes that they did. And so we're thankful that they did go through whatever mistakes they had to, so we could have a smooth runway for the future. So I just wanted to let you guys know that behind the scenes, things are going fantastic. We're, you know, looking forward to not only the future of REVEAL, the future of the REVEAL token, and the REVEAL economy, and our ecosystem is going to get bigger, right? I think we just had 70 plus partners. So I think we just added 2 new metaverses. So 2 full-blown photorealistic metaverses. We had 4, now we're having 6 full metaverses. And you know, and we're adding all kinds of incredible new partners. So definitely stay tuned on what we're doing, guys. I'm gonna jump so I can go back to the tech just to make sure everything's going smooth. I just wanted to jump in and just let you guys know that it's been a successful launch. The migration is just starting. We'll keep you guys updated if there's any glitches. Of course, make sure if you do have any issues, you know, contact approved admins in regards to any concerns. Try to use either the Twitter or the Telegram, and make sure that you're talking to a real admin when you're getting your issues resolved. So I want to thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, general advice is just remember, no one from either the Driven or the REVEAL team are ever gonna DM you first, right? So you need to reach out first. You need to ask for assistance. We're gonna try and help you primarily in the public forums as much as possible. And if there is something that we need to do via DM, you will be asked to DM the admins. They will not DM you first, right? So just a quick bit of advice there. So with that, yeah, we're actually going to wrap this up, guys. It's been a little bit over an hour and 15. So we're going to wrap this up. There's a lot of work to do kind of from all sides, to be honest. We want to make sure all of our websites, everything has the latest updated information. We want to focus a little bit of time on the community as well, make sure we're answering all questions and everything's handled. And we want to let the Driven team also get back and finish that migration, which, as we said, you know, for the next 24 hours roughly, you know, airdrops are going to be happening. We're going to be updating stuff. So just be patient with us. Stay plugged into the announcements, stay plugged into the Twitter and all the official channels. And we'll keep you guys updated there. So with that, from the REVEAL team, we appreciate all of you, all of our supporters, all of our community, and we're really excited for the future that's coming and for everything that we're building out together. So with that, guys, we will see you on the next one. We'll see you around.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.